in high school basketball. These two programs have been the cream of the crop in the Girls City League here in Boston.
A couple of things to play here. Tonight we got two interesting teams.
Soars again for the two-handed flush. Colby Upchurch out on the break. She gets the basket, there's the foul. Going in for another three.
All for him. Once he gets a step in the lane, he can make it all the way to the hoop.
The Tech Boston Bears are the 2018 Boston City champions. Hello, Boston. Welcome to the Matadome at Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship. As tonight, the Latin Academy Dragons will be facing the Fenway Panthers. Well, everybody, I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, on the boys' side, we talked about how wide open it was this season. On the girls' side, it was pretty much the same four teams as usual. Fenway, New Mission, Latin Academy, and O'Brien. Those are the four teams that played in the semifinals. And Latin Academy and Fenway this year have been the two unquestioned top teams in the city.
Head and shoulders above it. And sort of unusual, like you're saying, but year to year, things can change, and this year it just happened that we had very consistent play from both Fenway and Latin Academy. They clearly deserve to be here for this championship game.
No question. Now you look at the Fenway side, they're the defending Girls City champions. They've been in this game, I think, 4 or 5 straight seasons. I mean, this is sort of like you come to the city championship, you know John Rice is going to be here.
Seems automatic,
he's going to be coaching
right?
because it's pretty much automatic. But one of the players that's sort of a stabilizing force for this team that has some youth is Colby Upchurch, the senior.
Oh, Colby's been amazing. As a matter of fact, if we go back, 4 or 5 years, she was in the middle school championship game. She was a really thin point guard, but she could handle the ball very well. That's continued. She's continued to develop. Now she's a senior. I was looking at this roster. I couldn't believe it. I remember just seeing her, and it helps that, like you said, because they've had that run, she's been here each year with this team and been a key player. She's a point guard. Everything starts with her. Very unselfish player, extremely unselfish player. Likes to set up her teammates. She can shoot herself. She can drive to the basket. She can do it all offensively, but she probably is more effective defensively because a lot of times she plays at the top of when they just go zone. She plays at the top, is able to use those quick hands, against steals, and set that team off for their fast breaks.
No question, and very long arms defensively, very tough to play against. Meanwhile, on the other side for Latin Academy, they've had a great season, one of their best in memory, and it's mostly because of their best player. Fiona Mannion's had a phenomenal season, probably been the best player on the girls' side this year.
She's averaged 20 points every game.
She's our spotlight player tonight.
We actually saw her a couple of times, and she's a low post player. She uses her body really well. She has these very deceiving spin shots off the back. We just saw one. She goes up and under with the spin. And Coach Deva just depends on her, as does all her teammates. So her 20 points a game sort of have to be automatic for them to really be able to compete. Now, on paper, this looks like it could be sort of a mismatch because the one time they played earlier this season, Fenway won by like 30 points.
That's right.
But atmosphere's changed. A lot more at stake now. Both teams are obviously going to the state tournament. And from Latin Academy's perspective, it's a matter like, one of your favorite sayings is, who's going to be the second or third player for Latin Academy? That's more so the case tonight than in any other game they've had. Fiona, you sort of have to, book it that she's going to get hers.
She's going to get a double.
But who else is going to come up with her to make it a competitive game with Fenway to stay close and possibly pull an upset?
It could be Jordan Bellot, who's one of the rising stars for this Latin Academy Dragons girls team. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, who's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Today's contestants earned their place as a result of a long and challenging and successful season.
We got a technical issue there for Seth just for a second, but when you talk about
He'll
Latin
be back,
Academy,
that's for sure.
Yes, Seth, Seth will want to be back. But you look at Latin Academy. We saw Jordan Bellot earlier in the season. Long arms,
good shot,
very athletic.
That's a good possibility.
Does a lot of different things for Latin Academy. She plays at the top of the defense with those long arms, kind of like Colby Upchurch does.
Well, and that could be key because it's tough. You have a team. You've played only once. You lost by 30. So Coach Dever, in his head, on one side, you want to sort of downplay that. Okay, that was a different situation, obviously. But now, we're playing for a big prize. They've already made their way to the state tournament. That's a given. But you want to, like you said, springboard into the state tournament, and a win against a really good Fenway team would be amazing.
No question. We'll see if Latin Academy can do it tonight, or we'll see if Fenway can defend their city championship one more time. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here from the Matadome at Madison Park High right after these words. Don't go away.
Foster safety. Foster hope. Foster joy. Foster curiosity. Foster support. Become a foster parent, because every parent makes a difference. Foster, Massachusetts.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth. So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do him like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that.
You just did the same.
Gotta get the boys. Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 Wonders of the World.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Green hat. Red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship. It's Latin Academy taking on Fenway. And before we get going here at the Matadome, our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. These two teams played less than 2 weeks ago, and the big difference was Fenway's press in a 31-point win. John Rice said that it might not be sustainable to have a similar type of win just because the press was so good and they did so many things well. On the other side, Bill Dever and Boston Latin Academy, they've been ready for this press for 2 weeks, focusing on it day in and day out at practice. Not only are you going to see new plays, you're going to see a new inbounder, Fiona Manning, the team's top scorer. She'll be the inbounder for the first time all season to provide a new look. They practiced against the boys team last Friday to try to get that similar speed, and even practice 7v5 and practice the last couple days to try to get ready for this Fenway press. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. As Fenway controls the opening tap to start this one. They're in the all-white uniforms with the black and yellow trim. Latin Academy, all black unis, gold and white trims. Latin Academy coming away with the steal there in the opening possession.
Yeah.
And Josiah Thornton trying to steal it right back, but she stepped on the sideline, so it's going to go back to Latin Academy.
Well, like Seth was saying, Pat, it's a matter of Latin Academy trying to figure out something, a couple of things different from their previous meeting when they did lose by 30 points. So, like we were saying in the open, Fiona Mannion, 00 in black, has to get her points just to keep Latin Academy in the game.
Not a great pass that time from Aisling Mannion. And another pass that goes off the back of Cynthia White, but Colby Upchurch controlling the tempo here for Fenway as she resets for the Lady Panthers. Upchurch, top of the key, unable to hit that one as Aisling Mannion comes away with the rebound. Frateroli over to Mannion, full head of steam, and she was unable to convert underneath. It's going to stay with Latin Academy.
Like we mentioned, she has all these up and under spin shots that she likes to shoot going to the basket.
Trying to lob it into Mannion, but it's Russell who comes away with it. Aisling Mannion now. Bellot, offensive rebound. Putback is good from Jordan Bellot.
She's off to a good start. She had a steal to start the game, and now she's got that offensive putback.
Thornton trying to go baseline. She lost her footing. That's a travel.
Yeah. A little slippery on that one as she's trying to get the ball inside. It's the same full court pressure we've seen Fenway in over the last 7 or 8 years.
The John Rice special.
It's always been effective. There you go.
Thornton picking off that pass for the Fenway Panthers. Gully now inside to White. White going to work inside, couldn't convert. Gully there with a putback and the foul.
Yeah, see Gully, all right, you go to the post to White. With her miss, you have Gully crashing offensive board. Watch White, very deep. Here comes Gully.
Gully no good on the free throw. There are your starters for Latin Academy. Mannion, Frattaroli, Bellot, Fiona Mannion, and Michaela Russell. That pass picked off by Gully. Janaya, good feed inside to Upchurch. Gully there for the rebound, and she's going to get 2 more free throws.
Yeah, Gully is just so long, and she moves her feet so well. Remember her as a freshman. She got a lot of playing time as a freshman. In fact, she started a lot of games as a freshman. She's now a junior.
They're the starters for Fenway. Upchurch, Thornton, David, Gully, who's at the line, and Cynthia White. Gully knocks down the first. Yeah, it's hard to believe she's only a junior. We've seen her for a couple of years.
Because we're so used to seeing, like I said, she started a lot of games as a freshman. Got a lot of playing time. And she's grown a little bit, too, looking at her. So she has, the guards pretty much set everything up for Fenway. Coach Dever going to take a quick timeout. Didn't like what he saw in terms of the press breaker. But back to Fenway, Gully is probably, a sneaky good player because so much emphasis gets put on the Fenway guards when you're scouting them. All right, and she can do things like get offensive rebounds, get putbacks. She shoots her free throws pretty well, and she runs the floor. Even though she's one of the taller players, she runs the floor really well.
She's got a nice little corner jumper as well that she can knock down pretty easily. And we've seen her do that since her freshman season, like we mentioned. You see Coach Dever talking to his Latin Academy team. Remember earlier in the season, Coach Dever mentioned that this is one of the best Latin Academy teams he's seen in probably the past decade. Fiona Manning having a great year. You got the younger Jordan Bellot, very talented player. Michaela Russell's probably been there for a while, sort of a veteran presence. So you got a nice team here, and you got to think Latin Academy, who's had sort of been like the younger brother of the Fenway Panthers.
There you go.
That just haven't been able to get over that hump in the city championship.
Well, it's a big hump.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
They got to be thinking now's our chance. If this could be the year.
If ever. Even though a lot of people thought that next year for Latin Academy would be the big year. Because, Mannion would be a senior next year.
That's right.
All right. And like you mentioned, Bellot and a number of others. But this year they started out well. They kept it going. And we talked about the fact that Mannion, who's now the designated inbounder to make sure these good passes, averaging that 20 points a game. That's like I said, automatic.
Ball gets knocked out of bounds.
So that pressure's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All the Fenway players, it's almost like all 5 take a chance to get a steal. But in reality, it's very organized press. Problem with Latin Academy right now, they're all bunched up on the same side of the floor.
Bellot to Frattaroli at the top of the key.
There you go.
Lizzie knocks down the long 2.
Yeah, deep two-pointer.
Thornton thought about a 3, now back up top to Gully. Upchurch.
Tricky dribble. Good job.
Nice job getting in the paint by Colby Upchurch.
He actually crossed over twice on that one.
A turnover from Latin Academy. Thornton to the corner. Natalie David for 3. That's off the front rim.
Natalie's been one of your favorite players for the past few years. David, she's usually the point guard. Doesn't shoot much. Matter of fact, the team has to encourage her to shoot the ball when she's open.
Bellot now on the press breaker.
It's going to be bumped by White. Pat, you mentioned when I asked about who's going to be the second player, you mentioned Bellot. Bellot's only a sophomore. One of the games that we had them earlier, she played very well, even though she had some foul troubles. She played some important minutes when she had 4 fouls. So as a sophomore, she's really sort of grown a little quicker than people may have expected, and so that's allowed Coach Dever to mix and match his lineup better because she's become very dependable.
You saw on that drive how easily she she glides to the rim.
Long stride, yeah.
2 for 2 from the stripe as Jordan Bellot back to a 1-point lead for Latin Academy. David on the drive.
Nice
scores
drive.
Off the
Good
window.
Finish. That's more of what she likes to do offensively.
Lizzie Frattaroli is bumped by Desire Thornton.
Interesting touch. Seth mentioned that Mannion is going to be there, so the designated inbounder for all the inbound plays to try to cut down the turnovers. Because turnovers against Fenway means points for Fenway.
That Academy breaks that press pretty well, but then that pass is knocked away. And Thornton comes up with an easy steal. Thornton back down the other end. Frattaroli gets the foul. Thornton gets the basket and one.
She knew the contact was coming, so she just found a way to spin her in the backboard. Watch the spin. Left-handed, too. That's the third foul on Frattaroli. Tough break for Latin Academy because she's one of their better outside shooters.
That's right, and one of their better ball handlers too. And against this Fenway pressure,
we need
a couple of them out there. Conklin now in for Latin Academy, and she comes in and travels with the basketball.
Too bad because she had a nice pass to Fiona Mannion, who was cutting wide open to the basket. It is a situation for Latin Academy where you don't expect to have to go to your backup players so soon, but foul trouble and 3 quick fouls on one of your starters, sort of forces your hands.
Conklin just a freshman, and Upchurch goes right at her. They get it inside to Mannion. Fiona gets stuffed inside by the freshman Armbruster. And now Mannion.
She'll go to the free throw line. She's got her offensive rebound. And that's what I'm saying. She's able to carve out space, get the wide body. She took the hit there. She'll just keep going. The whole game, she'll keep. Block her shots, doesn't matter. She'll go after the offensive rebound. She wants the ball literally every time down court. If she knows she can score. Like I said, the last possession is unfortunate that the freshman traveled because of the wide open layup opportunity. On the other side, John Rice is going to keep fresh legs in the game so he can press the entire game if need be. If he feels like he needs to, then he'll keep that pressure on by having those fresh legs out there.
Yeah, Amaria Ashley now in as Janiyah Gully takes a seat. Monty Terry, very good three-point shooter for Fenway.
This side-to-side passes making the Latin Academy defense have to move their feet.
Good block inside there by Bellot.
Bellot's having a good first quarter.
Ashley Mannion trying to get it to Fiona. Fiona,
you know she's coming.
Lays it down inside to Conklin, but she travels with the basketball.
Yeah, Conklin's having a tough time. Quite frankly, she didn't expect to be in this early.
Freshman,
it's
first
tough.
city championship. Tough atmosphere to get thrown into.
I was just going to say,
early.
this might be the biggest crowd she's played in.
Probably. Upchurch. Again, scoring off the window. Will be always under control.
That's the key to her game.
Good passing there from Latin Academy. Russell there for the layup.
You can tell the Latin Academy players have a bit of a, excited step in their game because anytime they lose to a team by 30, all right, and it's only been recent, less than a month ago, that sticks in your head.
No question.
Regardless of the fact that they're now playing for a state championship. Wow.
Amani Terry.
Terry.
Stroking that one from downtown. In the semifinals, Fenway had a big 25-4 run over New Mission, and Amani Terry had 10 points in that run to start the game, knocking down a couple of threes.
Because of the pace that Fenway forces the team to play, those kind of runs become pretty familiar. Watch Upchurch, and we'll reach in there by Mannion.
Called that one on the floor. Upchurch going to get a break. Natalie David back in for Fenway.
Trying to get something straightened out at the scoreboard. So we have a brief delay, which is actually going to help Latin, because some of the Latin Academy players they've been out there the whole time. They're getting a little winded. Coach Deborah's trying to. I wonder if they're questioning the number of fouls.
Fouls on pitcher number Conklin.
Oh, okay.
Number 34.
Fouls on Conklin, so that would be what, the second foul? So I think Devin wanted to make sure it wasn't on Mannion.
Wide open underneath was
breakdown.
Ashley.
That was defensive breakdown. That's
Mannion now with a full head of steam. Straight to the goal.
Up and under.
7-point lead for Fenway. Just under a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Got to feed it inside to Armbruster. Now back up top to David. Natalie David couldn't hit that floater after hitting one earlier. Bellot with another rebound.
I think you're right, Pat. Because Bellot, she's doing a little bit of everything.
Conklin back to Mannion. Fiona off the spin move. Cannot get the basket, but she'll get 2 more free throws.
Good ball movement. You know, and again, that Fenway press tries to pick up the pace, try to make you go faster than you want to go. Nice spin move by Fiona. The late defense actually prevented her from making the hoop.
Mannion unable to hit the first. Cynthia White coming back in for Fenway along with Janaea Gully. Mannion 0 for 2 from the line. Bellot with the offensive rebound. Jump ball's going to stay with Latin Academy.
You gotta like what Bellot's doing. She's got the one basket early, but she's rebounded.
She's got a nose for the ball.
Yeah. And only a sophomore.
Mannion.
Up and under.
Conklin back to Mannion. Fiona up and under. How did she get that one to go?
Yeah, well, it was 10 seconds later than I thought, right?
Well, on TV we have that delay.
There you go.
There you go. What a move by Fiona Mannion.
Yeah, she was helping us out on that one.
David just saves it. Wide open is White underneath. She couldn't hit the layup. Conklin gets her pass deflected by David. Nice play by Natalie David.
Yeah, David using those arms.
Prevented a layup.
Definitely, because Conklin actually saw her teammate wide open.
Fenway now with the final possession of the quarter. 7 seconds left to go. Gully.
Steal by Bellot.
Terry for 3, and she gets fouled. Taking a 3. She's going to get 3 free throws here at the end of the first quarter.
You see a replay, body contact. A lot of times that one doesn't get called if they don't jump. But there was contact as the shot was going up.
Terry no good on the first. No good on the second. She'll get one more here with 0.5 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Oh,
0 for 3 at the line is Amani Terry.
That's unusual.
Very disappointing for her.
Yeah.
After one here at the Girls City Championship, it's the Fenway Panthers on top of Fiona Mannion and the Latin Academy Dragons, 19-14. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on Game of the Week.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just gotta
trying as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship. As we're just about ready to start the second quarter here on Game of the Week, our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. It's only a 5-point game after the first quarter because of how Latin Academy has handled the press. The first time these two teams met, 9 turnovers in the first quarter. They haven't given the ball up as many times, and it's because they've been more successful at getting into the half-court line. Bill Deber said the biggest thing was getting into that gray line close to half court, the 3-meter line on the volleyball court. If they could do that, he thought they could get into their offense, and they've done a much better job of not turning it over in their own backcourt today. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth. We saw 1 or 2 of those turnovers early, very early in the game, but Latin Academy has seemed to clean it up since then. Second quarter now as Latin Academy trying to break the press. Bellot trying to split due to 2 defenders, and she's fouled inside the paint.
Yeah, that was just a seek out a foul because she actually had no shot at all. But you like her effort. There's a split, and she knows that they both can't get out of her way. I like the way she started out. I mean, this is a case, and this happens in basketball sometimes. You can actually have a player impact a quarter without even scoring much.
That's right.
And that's exactly what Bellot's done. She's got rebounds, she has a steal, she's defended very well, and she's been, let's show, the outlet pass person on the press, against the press.
She's also 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Cuts the game down to 3 here early in the second quarter. Feed it inside to White. Nice looking turnaround jumper from Cynthia White.
Basket by Cynthia White.
Frateroli back in there, pass a little too high for him. Upchurch. Gully from way downtown. Ooh. That one was halfway down the rim. Now it'll stay with Latin Academy. Substitution for Fenway as Desire Thornton comes back in.
Keep that pressure on. John Rice wants those quick guards in the backcourt.
Maria Ashley back in. So Fenway going a little small here. That pass intercepted by Desire Thornton. Gully trying to go baseline. Couldn't finish underneath. Ashley gets fouled inside.
That might be the 4th on Frateroli. Let's see who's this fouls on. Yeah, it's her 4th.
4th foul. And Ashley knocks down the first. Conklin's gonna have to come back in.
Yeah, Coach Dever for Latin Academy might actually be forced to go deeper into his bench.
Gully, heck of a job saving the ball. Thornton buries the 3. And it's going to be a travel there on Mannion. The pressure from Thornton.
Yeah, the point you made earlier was, that actually Seth made that in the first quarter, Latin Academy did a decent job against this full court pressure, but now the first minute or so of the second quarter, they're really struggling.
And Upchurch had the 3 rattle in, but it hit the top of the backcourt. again with a full head of steam.
Here you go.
And they call an offensive foul on Jordan Belloc.
Let's see this one. Coming right to our baseline camera.
That's a nice job by Ashley, taking the charge.
Right. Take the punishment, get the foul call.
That's one of those plays, too, where Belloc, as she grows, will probably learn to do sort of a jump stop.
She'll stop a 10-footer, hit that, exactly, because she has that shot. I like her aggressive play that move. The way she's back actually kept her team in the game.
That's right. David can't get the pull-up to go. Arm brister coming over the back on Belloc.
They box out by Belloc.
We saw arm brister the past 2 years in the middle school
championships,
dominating the middle school championship.
He's going to be, okay, we got, let's see. Well, the 6th foul on the scoreboard, unless they haven't updated it. That's a good point. Albert, that's right. She dominated the 7th grade.
That's right. Yeah, 2 years in a row she dominated. Jordan Belloc back at the free throw line for Latin Academy. She misses her first free throw of the game as Gully comes away with the rebound. Natalie David now going to slow it up for the moment for Fenway. That 3 off the mark. Ashley with the rebound. Put back no good. Belloc with the rebound for Latin Academy. Mannion, no good on the mid-range. Conklin with the rebound.
And they've got to be patient and get the ball inside to Mannion.
Belloc off the window.
Okay, 7.5.
Another nice drive from the Latin Academy sophomore.
I wouldn't really be surprised if next year she turns into a guard. She's more of a forward now because of her length.
Gully.
Oh.
Stays with it, but it gets
blocked by
deflected.
Mannion.
Quickly get it up to Fiona. Good look to Belloc. Jordan couldn't convert. David was looking inside for Ashley. That's going to stay with Fenway.
Yeah, Coach Dever for Latin Academy is really got to keep an eye on the pace of the game because she has 5 tired girls out there right now. Meanwhile, we're seeing Fenway mix and match with using the bench.
Wide open 3 for Kobe Upchurch, but she couldn't hit it. Gully. And she's going to get 2 more from the charity strike.
Yeah, that time Fiona Mannion got caught off balance. Going for the ball and created the contact.
Ryan Gully really doing a number on the board. She's got 7 rebounds and 6 on the offensive side.
She knows how to use that length of hers. That's the key. Moves her feet well, gets in position.
Monty Terry checking back in for Fenway as Omari Ashley heads to the bench. Gully misses both at the free throw line. And Conklin turns it over. Here comes Thornton. Nice move to the basket by Desire Thornton. Conklin trying to feed it inside to Belloc. Pass was too high. Thornton again out of the break. As Conklin gets the foul, Thornton with the basket and 1.
Yeah, it's really a tough stretch for Conklin. She's had a couple of turnovers. Now she's a foul on a made layup. I think Coach Devitt may have to go a little deeper. Here's Conklin trying to make up for her turnover, but still just give her a foul.
You know, you hear a lot of coaches say, too, if you're going to commit that foul, the
Prevent
wide open
the hoop.
layup,
Prevent the hoop.
don't let that hoop go in.
But the problem with that is nowadays you're seeing a lot more intentional foul calls. So
you have to go for the ball.
But you're right. Exactly. There you go.
It's almost,
right.
it's sort
you
of
gotta make a basketball
to it
play. There you go. But
right.
I think, you know, we're seeing a freshman just struggle out there, like you mentioned earlier, because of the atmosphere and just quite frankly, maybe not mentally prepared to be playing this much this early.
We'll see if she can adjust here throughout this one. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. We got a lot of good stuff up there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. If you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Midway through the second quarter here at the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship. Fenway on top of Latin Academy 30-18. And right now, there you see some of the new Mission Lady Titans in attendance. Right now, Latin Academy got to at least sort of stem the tide or do some kind of run here. Just try to make sure this doesn't get to a 20-point lead.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Because it can get there really quickly the way Fenway has this going. They're going to get Fiona Mannion down to the baseline.
Nice cut by Conklin, but she couldn't finish underneath. Thornton. Nothing but nylon from Desire Thornton. Good look inside to Russell, who couldn't finish. Conklin fighting for the rebound.
The biggest problem with Fenway, the Latin Academy, is that they're actually making good plays.
They miss some layups.
Missing layups. And then as well as Bellott's played, she had those two situations. One was called a charging foul, and the other one she just missed a layup. So that's 4 points that, you know, they could have kept them a little closer. But you're right. You're right. What the bottom line is, they're going to have to get some stops. Stop allowing these wide open threes by Fenway.
Conklin unable to hit the first wide open layup for Colby Upchurch.
Yeah, the defense is just really breaking down.
Yeah, this could be an offensive foul on Fiona Mannion. You got a tired Latin Academy team.
Very tired.
Right now. You have 4 players who haven't come off the floor
yet.
Well,
and that, I think that, you know, Mannion, we know she's got to get her 20 points just to, you know, keep the game close. She's got to work that much harder just to go all the way down to the baseline. That time she wanted to drive, but her teammates got to help her out by being able to feed her inside while she's on the baseline. It's tough to be patient when you're down by 17, but that's exactly what Latin Academy has to do.
Mannion, another nice move to the bucket.
That's the play they have to have. It's just too bad that you mentioned the fatigue. That's one of the issues. Is they're not sure thinking through, okay, what's our real bread and butter? What's our real strength that we have to take our time and get back to?
Armbrister getting deep in the post.
Good job by Bellot again.
Mannion trying to go baseline. Inside to
pass.
Bellot.
Nice pass.
Beautiful play from Mannion to Bellot.
And that's the kind of thing that they can get more of because Fenway's going to assume that Mannion's always going to go for a shot.
Terry no good on the 3. Upchurch with the rebound. Terry no good on the floater.
Boy, Bellot is filling up the scoreboard, huh?
My goodness.
You got to get...
Terry unable to hit the layup. Thornton.
Yeah, there's the fatigue. There's the tired players. Got a timeout.
Timeout. Ball by Fenway.
Fenway calls a timeout here with 1:34 left to go in the second quarter.
They've actually made a little bit of a run, but they're still down 13 because of the turnovers.
That's Fenway's first timeout.
Fenway's first timeout of the first half.
That last sequence was a really nice play by Mannion. She drove, But again, because the defense is always going to collapse on her, she found Bellard for an easy, 6-foot shot.
Right now, Latin Academy players got to be loving this timeout, trying to catch their breath.
Oh, definitely. Like you caught it. 4 of them have been out there the entire half. Wow, Bellard, talked about her numbers here in the first half. Bellard has 10 points and 7 rebounds already. If she doesn't get in foul trouble, she's got to play the entire game. I mean, that's pretty amazing when you think about she's a sophomore.
Out of the timeout, Latin Academy. Now it's Bellot lining up a 3. That's one's no good. Armbrister with the rebound for Fenway. Three rattled home by Kobe Upchurch.
Wow. We talked about Upchurch in the open, but she sort of let her teammate in the backcourt take over for the pass.
Mannion off the spin move gets the basket and the foul.
Yeah, Armbrister actually got thrown off balance with that spin move by Fiona. Watch Fiona, she's got to spin here. Armbrister goes the opposite direction. Just caught off balance and missed the foul. Armbrister now has 3 fouls. There you see it again. That's one of her favorite moves. But the fact of the matter is, you don't see each other enough to know that that's one of Fiona's favorite moves.
16-point lead.
The travel there, yeah. Armbrister's having a frustrating half. She wanted to score to make up for that last foul, but took the extra step.
Ball poked away up to Thornton. Did she save it? She tried to. Now up top to Terry.
The travel there.
Fenway on top 38-24 here with 40 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Coach Devitt trying to make his case to one of the officials about the contact underneath in their offensive set.
Russell. 25 seconds left to go before halftime. Upchurch once again heading to the charity strike.
Again, that quickness with the drive. Watch the see Upchurch spin by. A lot goes for the block, but also has some contact.
Third personal foul.
Yeah, Bellot's got to.
On Jordan Bellot.
Well, 19 seconds. You want her for this last offensive set.
Upchurch no good on the first.
Turnovers just kill you in so many ways because it creates open space for a quick team like Fenway. And then you're always backing up. You're always reacting. You end up with a lot more fouls than you should have.
Kobe Upchurch knocks down the second.
Okay, Fiona's got to go down low.
Nice pass inside to Russell, who puts it back up and in. Thornton launching another 3. So at the half here at the girls Boston City Championship, Fenway on top of Latin Academy 39-26. And Fenway very steady throughout that first half. I mean, they have so many different players that can contribute offensively.
That's the key. I mean, we talked about Upchurch in the open. We could have talked about probably 3 or 4 different players from Fenway because any of John Bryce's players can sort of be the highlight player in any given quarter. And that's exactly what we saw. The 3-point shooting has been the difference in the game right now. We're talking about a 13-point lead. And Latin Academy is not really doing a lot wrong. They had a few unforced turnovers. We mentioned a couple of their bench players came in a little shaky. That's going to happen. But Coach Dever has his team in the game.
That's right. They're certainly not out of it right now. Coach Dever is with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by Boston Latin Academy coach Bill Dever. Coach, the press was the issue the first time. It seems like you've been pretty successful in minimizing the mistakes, especially in your backcourt.
I think overall, much better job beating the press. We're practicing that. We got to keep getting past half court and finishing now. So we're doing good. Well, one thing, we got to keep going at the other thing. And we got to stop them scoring in spurts. But overall, we're doing, we're matching up with them defensively, stop them scoring in spurts. They go from 2 to 6 quickly.
Defensively, it seems like they got to you a little in the second quarter with offensive rebounds and three-point shots. How are you going to try to minimize, especially the offensive rebounds, where you have some depth inside, you just sometimes aren't getting a body on a player?
Yeah, just when they miss the threes, just boxing out by committee. You know, making sure that we close out. We're doing a pretty good job on that. And then box out, attack the middle, and get all the loose balls. And then look to run, which, again, easier said than done. We got to keep doing that, though. Again, cut to single figures, hopefully in the third quarter.
Finally, you had one starter get 4 fouls early on. Jordan Bellot just picked up her third. How do you balance keeping those better players out there with also trying to keep them out there for the fourth quarter?
Good question. I think the third quarter, if we're down by more than 10, have to roll the dice a little bit and see how it goes.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth. Good question there by Seth. And, Coach Dever, like he said, if you're midway through the third quarter and you're down by double digits, you got to play those girls.
Well, it's tricky. I mean, we talk about stats and the numbers, rebounds, points. For Latin Academy in this game, from what I see, the biggest stat right now is 3 fouls on Bellot. That third, especially the fact that third foul came with like 20 seconds to go in the half. That's a killer because you need her aggressive play. You need her scoring, her rebounding, her defense. He talked about running the floor. She's one of the ones who can run the floor and finish a layup. So we'll see how she plays with 3 fouls, but I'm really impressed with her as a sophomore. In this game, she's been their main player.
No question. She's been all over the floor for the Latin Academy Lady Dragons. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we will have the start of the third quarter here in the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship right after these messages. Don't go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury at the half here at the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship. The Fenway Lady Panthers lead the Latin Academy Lady Dragons 39-26. We're now going to take a look at the halftime stats here at the City Championship. And first up, it's going to be Latin Academy.
It's Latin Academy, Bellard and Mannion, both with 10 points, as expected pretty much, especially for Mannion. I mean, she's averaging 20, so she's halfway there. Bellard, 7 big rebounds, and those rebounds have been key because it's taken away some of the offensive rebounding that Fenway's used to having in the first half. So Bellard's been key. Bellard also has 3 assists. Leona Mannion has 2 assists because both times she was driving to the basket, defense collapsed, and she laid down very good pass, one to Bellard and one actually they were both to Bellard, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Both to Bellard. So Latin Academy, they're doing the best they can to try to hang in.
Just
Fenway, Thornton, a lot of those 16 points you talk about on the 3-point shooting, along with Upchurch, I mean 28 points between your 2 backcourt starters. That's always a good sign. It's always a good number for John Rice. Gully, 10 rebounds playing that forward position. Armbrister, the youngster, had 3 rebounds to go along with her 3 fouls. Upchurch with 4 assists, and Gully, again, from the forward position, had a couple of assists for Fenway. So, you know, the point you made, Pat, Fenway just seems more comfortable, and they're doing what they want to do. Latin Academy is giving a full effort, and they're doing the best they can just to try to stay in. They still find themselves down 13 points at halftime.
Let's take a look at the halftime highlight of Desire Thornton, who had a nice scoring binge late in the first half.
Yeah, that was a 3-point play there, by the backcourt. Thornton did some 3-point shooting. We talked about that, and again, you got to give something up when you're trying to defend. These drives to the basket, that's what Latin Academy's got to get rid of. This is probably the toughest play. That was a turnover that ended up being a 3-point play. Another 3-point shot. Fenway's guards really took, we mentioned 28 points there, inside offensive rebound. Again, Thornton and Upchurch, between the 2 of them, 28 points in that first half.
And you see that the Fenway backcourt has done really well in the first half. Meanwhile, Latin Academy backcourt, you got Ashley Mannion, who's been out there sort of by herself as far as an experienced ball handler because Lizzie Frateroli got in that foul trouble early.
Oh, yeah, 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes.
That's
wow,
right.
And then she got a 4th, and then she came back in the second quarter.
And neither guard.
That's right. We talked about 28 points for Fenway's backcourt, 2 points.
2
for
Latin Academy. Frateroli had that deep 2.
She had the deep 2
that was
in
it.
The first few minutes of the game.
And Ashley Mannion isn't necessarily a scorer, but she can contribute on the offensive end as well.
She's being depended on to not have turnovers, and that's been key.
So Fenway will start off the third quarter with the basketball. 13-point lead. Natalie David short with the 3. Russell, good feed inside to Mannion.
So it's still amazing how she squeezes those shots off. That time she had the two tallest girls in the court covering her, and she still was able to get between them.
She carves out space better than anybody. Thornton, after she picked up her dribble, tried to feed it inside to White.
Nice spin move. Wow. She hit her like an 8-footer in the first half, and that was a nice little spin.
Copying Fiona Mannion on that one. And Bellot trying to pass it to Russell, but Russell wasn't past the half-court line. She had to take an extra step, and she was called for a travel.
Those turnovers that kill you. The unforced ones always kill you, especially if Fenway comes down and scores.
Natalie David inside, unable to hit. Russell unable to hit the jumper. Gully with the rebound for Fenway.
Yeah, somebody else for Latin Academy is going to have to score a couple of buckets to help this cause here. Can't just depend on Mannion and Bella alone.
Gully inside to White. White off the up fake. Good score off the window. Put back good from Gully. So Mannion fires up a 3 off the back iron. Conklin offensive rebound. That's deflected and Gully stepped out of bounds.
Well, she saw her teammate streaking away for a layup, and she needed to get that extra step to make that long pass, and forced he was out of bounds.
That's poked away by Thornton. Desire with an easy lefty layup.
Back to a 17-point lead.
Thornton now with 18 points for Fenway. He's also got 6 steals today. Conklin. Ashley Manning gets it poked away. Good swing by Latin Academy. Conklin back to Russell. Hits the jumper.
Good patience that time. Excellent defense by Fenway, taking away every pass, but that patience paid off.
Gully, deep 3 off the side rim. And that's going to go back to
that was good hustle.
Latin Academy. Saw Natalie David try to save it, went off of Mannion, but then hit David as she was standing out of bounds.
That was a right call.
Yeah, tough play by David, who hustled over there. So a timeout here, I believe by Fenway. So we've got 4:42 left to go here in the third quarter. 15-point lead for the Fenway Panthers. You see Coach Dever instructing his team. Right before this timeout, I saw Coach Dever talking to Lizzie Frateroli. Lizzie's sitting there with her hands up like, I need to go in, Coach. I need to go in. But it's like you mentioned at the half, Alan, it's a tough kind of way to navigate the second half.
It's a balancing act.
Sure when
it's a balancing act. And you want to make a comeback, but Coach Dever knows he's going to need his 5 starters to really have a good chance at a comeback. And he's trying to buy some minutes right now with the freshmen in. So we'll see how long he can go, because you're right. I mean, Fradioli's one of the starters. He's used to being out there. He's one of the better outside shooters. Conklin trying to give some valuable minutes.
Russell, another baseline jumper. That one, no good.
I'll tell you, this third quarter so far, we're seeing Latin Academy just get better quality shots.
Runner from David, no good. Upchurch there for the putback.
Yeah. And your guys are getting offensive rebounds and putback. We saw that in the first half, too.
Mannion trying to carve out some space. David, they're going to call a blocking foul on Asling Mannion. And
David a little shaken up on the play.
Yeah.
Let's watch that again. Here comes David, trying to avoid the contact. Oh, yeah.
Mannion sort of threw him out there.
Yeah, he was there, but like you said, that little lean, little dance step.
Right. Little sideways shuffle.
Yeah, and then hope David's okay. She looks like she's trying to shake it off. Sometimes those collisions, if they're in awkward angles, they can just feel funny, because it's like a stunning kind of ache.
David no good on the first. Put back no good from White. Rebound to Mannion.
Nice pass.
Bellot trying to go baseline. And she was blocked underneath. I don't think she was going to get an up and under shot anyway. Nice pass inside to David for the basket and one.
Nice pass, nice catch, and good finish. Watch this pass. Who was that, Thornton? Yeah. And here comes Fradioli. She had to come back. Good finish by David.
David sinks the free throw, making a 20-point lead for the Fenway Panthers.
It's like a carbon copy of the boys' game.
Bellot on the drive. Can't squeeze it home. David quickly up to Thornton. Thornton lines up a three, no good. Asling Mannion can't corral it. It's Frateroli who comes up with the ball. They're going to call a foul.
Yeah, it's going to be
Upchurch.
Upchurch, rather, I'm sorry. Here's the tough thing about basketball. You can play hard. You know you're behind at halftime. Play hard, play better offense, but the fact of the matter is, your shots aren't falling. You end up down 20. This is exactly where we are.
Frateroli, tough shot, short with it. Goes out of bounds, going to stay with Latin Academy. Mannion trying for a three. Fiona trying for the putback.
What you say, Pat, earlier, carved out space.
That's right.
She's excellent at that. She's a junior. I mean, she's been a scorer the entire time she's been at Latin Academy.
There's three Fenway defenders around her. Somehow she snuck in there. You mentioned when Frateroli went out with the foul trouble. We saw some three-point shooting going out there for Latin Academy.
Right.
You know, if you don't have three-point shooting and you have such a great player in Mannion down low, it's really hard, makes things much more difficult for her when you can't loosen it up.
It's almost impossible. And also the issue of not being patient because you're down so much. Right. You're rushing. A lot of times they need to just swing the ball around. When she posted, just let her get down and get her spot. and then swing the ball around to it. But that's how the lead ended up at 13 at halftime. Officials are trying to sort out possession here. Well, let me see. The half started with Fenway, so it should be Latin Academy ball.
Okay, on an Armbruster back in for Fenway, as it is Latin Academy ball.
Yeah. Replaces White.
2:30 left to go here in the third quarter. Mannion over to Frattaroli, and Lizzie's shot is blocked by Armbruster. And Mannion gets fouled on her way to the rim.
Again, here comes the up and under attempt. Block shot, but a foul.
Fiona only 3 for 7 from the free throw line. What's that one?
Watches the play again. She just loves going up and under. She's attempting that one, but blocked by Upchurch.
Goes back to Fenway. Even on that play, though, there for Mannion, it looked like after the save that she had a wide open layup. And then all of a sudden, Thornton comes out of nowhere with the foul. Nothing's been easy for this Latin Academy team offensively. Kobe Upchurch, unable to hit that layup, but gets her own rebound. Shots deflected. Armbruster coming down with the rebound.
Timeout with Fenway.
Coach Rice takes a timeout. Just under 2 minutes left in the third.
The foul call up for the timeout.
Coach Rice not happy. Loosens his tie. 18-point lead for Fenway here. Just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And our sideline reporter, Seth Orinsky's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. A lot of frustration on the Fenway sideline despite the big lead. John Rice wants more patience from his team. After playing yesterday, he was a little bit worried about his team's legs, despite the fact that he's going a little bit deeper into his bench than Boston Latin Academy. The other thing is, with that defensive switch, where you've seen Upchurch and Thornton guard the top 2 players on Boston Latin Academy, he's asking for more out of the other 3 defenders. They need to do a better job of limiting the passes and not allowing the ball into the hands of Fiona Mannion. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth.
John Rice did call that timeout. That was a situation where his frustration, because, see, quite frankly, he's coaching this game, but he's also looking ahead.
That's right.
And so he doesn't want these same mistakes in the first round of the state tournament.
Yeah, he knows.
So he wants to stop it right now.
He knows his team can't make those mistakes.
And the freshman Armbruster, nice steal by her right there. She's had a tough game so far, but she's going to be important coming off the bench with her size and her athletic ability.
You talk about athletic ability. Yeah. She looked like she was shot out
of
a cannon.
Nice steal and finish, exactly.
Man. Russell steps out of bounds for Latin Academy.
Again, another unforced turnover by Latin Academy. Those are just killers.
A 20-point lead here for Fenway, late in the third quarter. Gully going against Mannion. Gully step back jumper, no good. Natalie David on the drive, and she gets fouled on her way to the rim.
Yeah, you mentioned fatigue. We're seeing some of that now. Fenway is just much quicker to the ball. Here comes David. We talked about the rebounding. 13 offensive rebounds for Fenway. That's the quickest way to get to a 20-point lead, that's for sure.
Question. As David knocks down the second. All those offensive rebounds. You wonder how many shot attempts Fenway has had, and you just keep giving yourself extra opportunities.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Even if you're not shooting well.
There you go. And not only that, it also, in some of those situations, turns into fouls against Latin Academy. So you're talking about and fatigue, fouls and fatigue. Nice drive here by at the academy, and I think Bristol just fouled out. Yeah. She fouled out. Yeah.
Armbrister is fouled out, like you mentioned, down.
Yeah, someone has to tell her. That seems to be the problem. Nobody told her.
She's a freshman. This is her first city champ. She doesn't want to come out.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
She just made a great play down the other end of the floor.
Yeah, Kiana did. Well, you're right. It's a good point. She actually ended the game with a nice steal and finished with a layup. But I tell you, she's going to be key in the state tournament because with her rebounding, the way she can run the floor, I mean, this was just one of those, outlier type games. She comes into the game, gets 3 fouls right off the bat, and so the rest of the time she's a little tentative. But that last play, half-court steal and finished.
Frattaroli, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, back to a 20-point lead for Fenway. Under a minute left to go here in the third quarter.
So this Fenway team they're set up for a nice long run in the state tournament again. They really are. They got size, got those guards who can really take over a game on both ends.
Looking at the Fenway teams over the past couple of years, and they've certainly had some great players. And some of those teams have been sort of top heavy. I don't know if I've ever seen a Fenway team this deep.
Yeah.
I mean, John Rice is rolling 10, 11 players in the city championship.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. And like going back to Armbrister, didn't really get much from her. She got some minutes, used them all up on fouls, but in state tournament games, she's going to need that size. She's going to need that ability to rebound and run the floor. That's the key. You've got to be able to run the floor in the state tournament, especially with these guards. I mean, between Thornton and Upchurch.
Right. Then you have Amani Terry coming off the bench,
drilling
threes.
Yeah. That's a lot to look forward to. Boston has an opportunity on both boys and girls side to make some deep runs.
Gully missing the layup inside, gets another couple opportunities, and now she'll go to the free throw line.
Again, with that size inside, she's just, she got 2 offensive rebounds.
16 rebounds tonight for Janiyah Gully. We've still got 1 quarter to go.
And that's her strength. In high school, coaches just want players to first understand the strengths, understand the role within the team, and then just do your best to be consistent. That's what Gully, because she could score more, but tonight she needs to rebound. She has 16 of them. Add a steal.
Might be adding a layup here too as Gully scores
right
off the window
the buzzer, right?
at the end of the third quarter. And so Fenway extends their lead by up to 24 here at the end of the third quarter at the girls' 2019 Boston City Championship. We're right back with the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week right after these words.
Green red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the fourth quarter of the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship here on Game of the Week. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you go to our Facebook page, go to facebook.com/Game of the Week. All the games from this season are on our Facebook page. A lot of different videos up there. We also got some links to our YouTube page where you can watch us live on YouTube while the game's going on. So make sure you check out that as well. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. If you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Natalie David starting the fourth quarter with a 3. Belloc gets it poked away by Upchurch. Here comes David with a 4-on-3. Gully squeezes it in inside.
Even with this big lead, Pat, looks like Fenway is really trying to push it up.
Fiona Mannion off the spin move gets it to go.
Good job by Mannion to catch that between 2 defenders and get that finish.
Thornton on the drive.
Again, those are guards. We talked about them the entire game. Quickness, getting into the lane, forcing the action, drawing fouls.
Thornton knocks down the first.
Well, we talked about the fact these teams played actually a couple of weeks ago. That game was 78-47. Looks like we're pretty much on our way to a very similar score.
No question. Frateroli trying to look inside. Conklin. Now it's Belloc. Lost it on the way up. Here comes Gully. She's got Thornton. Beautiful pass inside.
Nice finish,
to
too.
Desire Thornton.
Yeah. When they run the floor, there's open opportunities.
Tried to get it to Mannion, but it's picked off by Omaria Ashley. Thornton from the elbow. Frateroli trying to feed it inside to Mannion. Upchurch to Thornton, back to Upchurch. Beautiful play by Desire Thornton.
Excellent finish.
Frateroli trying off the window. Mannion there for the putback. We mentioned the Tech Boston boys team who won the boys city championship and how they share the basketball so well. Fenway mirrors
Same
that.
thing, exactly, no doubt. Hey, and they both ended up wearing black uniforms, right? Yeah, we talk about how deep Fenway is, and that really is a major difference.
Another drop step there for Mannion.
She dropped Thornton too on the spin. Set.
David on the drive, scores off the window.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing these state tournament matchups because this Fenway team. Yeah, you can look at it a couple of different ways. I think that one of the issues would be if they get matched up with a much bigger team. But chances are, if the team's about much bigger, it's not going to be as quick. So we always talk about how it's about matchups, which it definitely is. But tonight they've shown how deep they really are. Nice play by Mannion. She just knows how to carve out space, get that ball to the backboard. She's got 20 points, like she's been getting 20 points every game.
Freshman Janiyah Printemps now in for Fenway Panthers.
Yeah, Fenway brought in
Monty Terry now also in, Cynthia White back in.
Yeah, brought in a couple of backup players.
And Winter Neal also in for Fenway.
Yeah, Printemps is a freshman. Neal's a freshman. Yeah.
I mean, you look at this Fenway team, they've got probably 8 players that play all the time.
Right,
that
right.
just play
right.
all the time.
That's true.
And you have a couple of players who kind of fill in after that. Meanwhile, you're seeing it from Latin Academy. They've really only played 6 players.
Yeah, you know what? And I think that's part of why the expectation was that they'd be competitive, but they definitely outdid this season overall. Because, like we said, these two teams were much better than the others and the girls this year.
Yeah, these were head and shoulders,
right.
like you mentioned, above everybody else.
And there's even a difference between these two.
Right.
So, okay, you talk about 1, then you talk about a big drop to 2, then a huge drop down to 3 and 4.
Right.
And by looking at this score very similar to the first matchup, you can see that the depth is clearly an advantage with Fenway. And I think that in the state tournament, they may run into situations where, again, their depth is going to help them. They'll have a lot more fouls to use on defense.
Bellot on the drive. Mannion still going to work inside. She gets fouled on the floor.
Any contact like that, even if she's pushing back, y'all be ready.
Okay, fouls on the floor. Well, actually,
17th
bonus.
foul
Okay,
for Fenway.
bonus.
So Mannion will be shooting a 1-on-1. Fiona Mannion, again, will put up those big numbers that she always does. She'll be in the 20s.
She's one of the more. She's one of the most. She's probably the most consistent scorer on the girls' side the past couple of seasons in Boston. I mean, she got those little moves up and under the spin shots. It still amazes me how she squeezes shots over much taller girls when they play. Oh, back to 3.
Home the 3.
Hey, like to see a freshman do that, right? Yeah.
3-point basket by Winter Neal.
Find out later if she called glass.
There you go.
Mannion now back to Frateroli, who steps in for a jumper. Mannion there for the putback.
Yes. Good hands on Mannion. Talk about her positioning. She'll be, obviously there's still a state tournament to go, but she really can set herself up for a huge senior season next year.
Mannion now with 27 to lead Latin Academy. Upchurch no good on the 3. Conklin quickly up to Mannion. Fiona gets fouled on her way to the rim.
2 more free throws.
Fiona Mannion, the only scorer for Latin Academy here in the 4th. She got 13.
We have 2 shots.
The other thing about the state tournament we talk about every year, there's really limited ability to really scout because you don't know until a couple days before it starts what the matchups are. So teams who haven't seen Mannion who look at her body type and her height, or either lack of height or however you want to describe her, and say to themselves, well, how is she getting 20 points again? They'll probably figure she's an outside shooter.
Right.
And then she'll just go down low and do her little magic. There's a little spin. There you go.
Another nice take.
Yeah. I mean, the footwork is, it's just, I just call it deceiving. Okay, nice spin. She uses the fact that the defense has a little bit of body action to keep her balance, spin off it, then has the good hands to get the ball up to the basket. The only surprise really is that she struggled with her free throws tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna
she's
say.
usually a much better free throw shooter.
7 for 15 right now at the free throw line. more substitutions for Latin Academy.
Yeah, you could.
As Alexa Poremba comes in along with Ruth Norton. Jordan Bellot.
And Ruth Norton also, another freshman.
Marie Grealish, a sophomore, also in for Latin Academy. We mentioned before, Jordan Bellot just being a sophomore. She'll be back as a junior next year. You got Mannion as a senior. Then you see Amani Terry burying another 3. Then you have a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this Latin Academy team right now. So if they can get some time here late in the season, get some state tournament time, and right now they're getting city championship time.
Right. Just be used to being on the floor. And it takes a while to feel comfortable enough. And like I said earlier, okay, what's your role? Understand your role and be prepared to play that role.
Winter Neal firing up another 3. Terry chases down the rebound. Printemps for 3.
2 minutes left to play. 2 minutes to play.
Terry going to fire that one up and bury it.
3-point basketball.
Terry with another 3 for Fenway. Relish with the jumper. Putback is good there for Latin Academy. Lillian Crowell.
Celebration and the naming of the all-tournament team.
Aaron pass there for Fenway, and Latin Academy is going to get it back. Well, certainly a disappointing night for Latin Academy. As we mentioned before, they thought this was going to be one of their best teams in a while.
Like I said earlier, I really do believe in high school, especially with younger players, it's just tough to bounce back 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later from a 30-point loss. And even though you're playing much higher stakes in state championship, the talent is talent. The matchup's a matchup. And whatever was not working 2 weeks ago, I mean, unless you make a drastic change, there's no reason to believe that it's not going to be more of the same. That's exactly what we saw today.
And you're talking about a team that you've lost to sort of every year for a long time.
Right.
In the regular season, in the city playoffs, in the city championship.
But the point you made earlier, Paz, is also important. At halftime, you have a situation where Latin Academy's backcourt was outscored 28-2. I mean, there's just no way that you can expect to stay in the game if everyone is given some kind of contribution. And that's, unfortunately, that was a problem that Coach Dever had today. But that doesn't mean that they can't have a nice showing in the state tournament. That's what he's looking forward to. His challenge now is to keep them upbeat. Because this is a tough night. To lose again is bad, all that. But we're going to rev up and get ready because the seedings are going to be done tonight or tomorrow morning, and very quickly you have a very short turnaround. So, girls, come on, let's rev it up. Let's go.
I mean, Latin Academy is going to have a pretty good seed. They have at least 16 wins. They might even have more.
They should be a winner or two. Yeah, at least between one to 3, depending on the sectional that they get placed in. They should. I would think there would be 1, 2, no worse than 3, which should give them a bye and a home game.
That's right.
And we know how well they play at Latin Academy.
The Fenway Lady Panthers are now back-to-back city champions here in 2019. And it's just, you think it would get old hat for John Rice, but he comes here all the time. Every year it seems like he's coaching the city championship.
A new year, a new win, right?
That's right. But he can't get enough of it, I'm sure. John Rice coaches another city championship team here at Madison Park High, and just a very end-to-end impressive performance for Fenway tonight.
No doubt. And that little streak that they put on, like as midway through the first half, sparked by the defense, steals, defense, and three-point shooting, which quite frankly, isn't always the case. I mean, most other teams we've seen Fenway defense and layups, fast break layups. Right. You know, forced turnovers, fast break layups. This one, those guys just started burying those three-pointers, and before you knew it, the lead balloons from 5 to 15.
That's right.
And
very quickly.
The game was, hard to say it's over, but in reality,
that's
the comfort level.
That's
the comfort level. And meanwhile, you have Latin Academies trying to scramble to get back in, can't make their shots, getting unforced turnovers. It's just too much pressure on Mannion and Bellard. There just wasn't another player to step up and help with the scoring.
Right.
And then, of course, the self-inflicted wounds of all those turnovers.
That's right. And certainly an uphill battle that they had to climb that they were just never really able to climb up. Fenway is once again your girls' Boston City champions here at Madison Park High. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP along with our final stats here from the Girls City Championship right after these words. Don't go away.
Foster safety. Foster hope. Foster joy. Foster curiosity. Foster support. Become a foster parent, because every parent makes a difference. Foster, Massachusetts.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing. And it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do him like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that.
You just did the same.
Gotta get the boys. Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School at the conclusion of the 2019 Girls Boston City Championship. The Fenway Panthers defeat the Latin Academy Dragons 85-53. They are back-to-back city champions, and you know, we talked about how Fenway's always here, it seems like every year, but you know, this team is a little bit different than the year before, and it's like these different waves of players come in, but the constant
exactly.
is always John Rice.
Well, right, the system works. Like you said, the names, faces, uniform numbers change, but the system prevails. And
that's right.
Different styles. It just goes to show you have a veteran coach like John Rice, like you mentioned, been around for so many years. He's seen so many different situations that he can adjust very easily. He can put together a team based on the talents. You look at the starting five this year, you know, guard heavy, and there's no problem with that because they're two of the most talented guards in the city.
That's right.
And they'll be the leaders on both offense and defense, but other players fit in. Everybody, first and foremost, everybody rebounds, all right? Everybody runs the floor, all right? And those are givens, and everybody plays defense. So with those three things in place, even when you come in as a freshman, that's one of the first things you learn in the first day of practice. And as long as you buy into it, do your part, you'll earn some playing time.
No question. And one of those players who has earned her way up to this point has certainly been Desire Thornton. She had a great game tonight for Fenway. She is our MVP. Her and Coach Rice are with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. Seth, take it away.
Joined by Desire Thornton and John Rice. Desire, 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. But what stood out to me, Coach put you on Fiona Mannion in the third quarter when she had been so good keeping them in the game. That's a tough cover for anyone, especially at your size. What were you aiming to do? Because you definitely changed the game with your defense.
So my only goal was to shut her out. Try to double down if she tried to throw it over my head. So Coach made a good choice.
This is your 3rd straight title. You're a senior in this group. You guys have 4 seniors, and all 4 of you made a big impact in this game. How special is it to take this ride with those 3 other young ladies?
It's an amazing experience. You don't get to play with good people that know what they're doing at practice. We get that run during practice to get us ready for games, so when we come out, we just kill.
Finally, another city title. You have 3 of those medals. What does that mean? Maybe not just having another one, but also making sure that as a senior you go out with that city title.
It just means that next year they gotta bring it. We gotta keep this up. Keep up the run.
Good luck in the States. I'm sure you'll be competing for some more hardware. We'll bring in head coach John Rice. This is now 3 in a row, 6 of 8. This one had a little bit of intrigue. You guys were in a close game going into halftime. You pulled away in the third. How does a game like this maybe help you going into states where you had to work a little bit more and maybe had to work on some things that you don't typically have to do?
Well, that's the great thing about the cities. It prepares you the week before the state tournament starts. So it's the pressure of the cities, all that mental pressure, the mental toughness, that toughness that comes into play. And we expected Latin Academy to be prepared. We caught them off guard, I think, the first time. We got our full court pressure up on them, and they weren't ready for it, but they were prepared tonight. And it was a chess match out there, so we had to fall back and pay special attention to their 2 key players. And Desire, she's just, our top defender, so she'll cover anybody for us.
With that, you went with not only Desire on Mannion, but you also put Colby on Bellot, and she'd been really good in the first half. How did that idea come to mind? Because both of those players are giving up a fair amount of size.
Well, they don't use a lot of their bench, so we figured we'd try to wear them down and then pull back in the second half and just lock in. It's just halftime adjustment. And then it worked really well. Kobe and Desire are excellent defenders. We try to play solid defense every night. So it was a collection because we had the bigs behind them as well. So full team effort.
Finally, you go to states next week. You've had a really successful regular season. What's the 1 or 2 things that you're going to work on heading into states to make sure that you're competing for yet another title?
Just still we need to improve on different areas, but more of our execution still, because we don't face a lot of strong competition, so this was right for us to get back with, New Mission last night and Latin Academy tonight. But just, I would say, our half-court execution.
Coach, it feels like deja vu. Congrats again on another title. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth. Another city title for John Rice, whose trophy closet's got to be good.
Closet, room.
Right.
Garage. Floor, right?
Let's take a look at the final stats here from Madison Park High before we sign off tonight. The first up is going to be Latin Academy.
Well, Fiona Mannion, off to a bit of a slow start, just had 10 points in the first half, but as usual, ends up with 28. The main, obviously, offensive threat for Latin Academy all season and tonight. Bellot, 10 points to add to their offense, which struggled for the most part. Rebounds, Mannion had 9, Bellot had 8, and then assists, Bellot had 4, and Conklin off the bench had 3 assists. Latin Academy just tough. Once they got behind by double digits, they just sort of ballooned, and
that's right.
Their lack of depth really hurt them.
Let's take a look at Fenway's final stats.
Fenway, there you see Thornton and Upchurch, that backcourt duo. Between the two of them, you're talking about 39 points between those two. And senior leadership, experience, familiarity, all that plays in and makes them a really, really tough offensive threat. Then Gully, 16 rebounds, not much scoring, but, she talking about playing roles. She's one of the taller, longer players, so 16 rebounds is key as far as a contribution. David had 4 rebounds. As far as assists, Upchurch had 6, and Thornton had 5. So going into the state tournament, I think what John Rice said is very true. It's really nice to have a championship game, caliber game, a couple of days before you get ready for the state tournament, and now it's just a matter of let's see how those seedings come out. Where do we land? What does our sectional look like, and just get the girls ready.
That's right. Another Fenway team that is poised for another deep state tournament run here in 2019. Folks, if you want to watch this game again, you can go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games are up on our website from this season. You can also follow us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/game of the week Boston. A lot of different YouTube links and all full games and different plays and different updates about which games we're going to be covering in the tournament. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. The madness for tonight ends, but the madness for the next couple of weeks is just revving up. We get the state tournament coming up. So as I mentioned, make sure you go to Facebook and a lot of different of our sites to see which games we're going to be covering over the next couple of weeks. But for right now, we're going to say so long from the Matadome. Once again, another city championship night in the books here on Game of the Week. Take care, everybody.